You're just mad because trans girls don't want to put trash like you in our designer bags.
So we just got hate crimes and I'm really excited about it.
Did you know trans women can breastfeed?
Not allowing a child to use puberty blockers is simply just transphobic.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Buck Angel, obviously. No introduction needed. He's been on my podcast, we've done a collab on my main channel, and we've become such good friends.
Yeah.
And
it actually means a lot to me.
Me too.
Yeah, it does. I'm your dad.
Yeah, I call him Uncle Buck, but definitely like a dad too.
I'm a dad. You know, I feel a lot of, I just feel a lot of love for you because you're willing to put yourself out there, and you have for a long time. So I don't care what anybody says about you. I'm very protective of you, and I feel like what you do is so important for this community. And I don't care what people have a problem with our relationship, because me and you have a relationship.
People love trying to get Buck to not be my friend.
I know, it's so funny. They're like,
what
I
is
can't
that?
believe you're friends with Blaire. I'm like, yeah, I am.
And if you're wondering about the setting, it's because I am currently in Los Angeles, down here to do some podcasts. We filmed a crazy debate on the No Jumper podcast, which... So I wanted to have Buck here because, first of all, anytime we get to collab is an amazing time. And obviously there's so much insanity within the trans community that we work so hard to correct and talk about because very few people within the community do. So yeah. This is no different. We're going to talk about some...
People are really out here saying that trans Chuchi is the inferior product. I'm sorry. We have the designer, expensive, bougie coochie. Like, you're telling me if someone says, would you like this free paper bag that came with my groceries, or would you like this $35,000 bag? You're taking the designer Birkin, babe. Like, seriously, you're just mad because trans girls don't want to put trash like you in our designer bags.
Oh my God. What? That's the most misogynist, anti-woman thing I've heard since yesterday.
Since yesterday.
Oh.
No, really, this is what I don't like. It's like, and I said this during our debate, and you'll see it on No Jumper. It's like, I feel like that if you want to transition to become a woman, step one should be learning how to respect women.
Thank you.
And I don't like how, transition, oftentimes people have this, they feel like they have to put biological women down to validate their own womanhood. It's like, if you have to feel bigger about yourself by putting other people down, what does that say about you?
It means that you're not comfortable in your own space, and the fact that I've seen other trans women say that our vaginas are better than real, or not that they say real or whatever vaginas, and I'm just like, well, why? What is the competition here? Why are you in competition?
There shouldn't be competition.
No.
And also, if we want to just talk about the logistics of it, is it really superior? I don't think so.
Well, it's different because I've had actual first-hand experience sexually with it. I have. And it's different.
Okay.
It's different. It's
I
totally
know a lot
different.
of them don't even self-lubricate.
No, they don't. It's
so how is that
different.
How is that superior?
And actually, the person that I had this experience with said that she wished that she didn't do that, and that her sex drive went down, and that she doesn't feel comfortable with it. It doesn't feel like anything, and she was just actually wished that she didn't do it. And that's my experience with it.
So I don't think a superior product comes with all these health consequences and possible side effects. It's
but the fact that you have to say that says everything.
Oh, I know.
It means that you're actually trying to make something that isn't really what you wanted it to be, as if it was what you wanted it to be.
Right. Well, that's that insecurity.
That's right.
Right. And but then they'll say that we're the insecure ones and that we're self-hating because
we
don't have to put down biological men and women to be ourselves.
We would not.
Imagine if you had to be like, I'm more of a man than it's like
I would be embarrassed.
Like,
first off.
Right. If I sat up here being like trans bitches are better, then it's like, you know what? Maybe to some people who are attracted to that,
That's
absolutely.
Right. That's
but to
right.
say that as an absolute is kind of like,
no.
Calm down. And why do they always have pink hair?
I don't know.
Can we take back colored hair? Because it used to be cool.
I used to be
love
cool.
it. I used to have
That's
pink
right.
hair.
That's
Insert
right.
picture.
Now you can't have it anymore.
I would never be caught up with pink hair now because I feel like people would think I'm a communist. So here is one with these individuals who got hate crimed, supposedly, and they're excited about it.
Wait, okay.
Look at the person.
Another
It's
red
always
hair?
funny to just
Jesus.
look at the person before you even start.
So we just got hate crimes and I'm really excited about it. So the way that we travel is that Alice will hang onto the back of my chair while we move. So we're like a little train. And someone fully saw us going past and yelled out from his car, "Cripple!" And we were like, yeah! It's never happened like that before. I get called a fat piece of shit all the time. Alice has all this transphobic rhetoric towards her, but it's never been just so blatant, and like we're both just really chuffed that it's finally happened.
Okay, well that just says everything.
Imagine, it says everything, and you can speak to this because you're of a different generation, and I can as well, but you know, this is the new trans, that getting hate crime is something to celebrate, and TikTok and whatever, and get clout from. Do you think Matthew Shepard
Thank you.
was happy about getting hate crime?
Thank you. Oh
It's
my God.
disrespectful.
I grew up I'm 60. I grew up in a time where no one cared about us. All my friends died of AIDS. They got put into a unit because they had AIDS, which was like this weird thing that no one wanted to touch us. And like, I got my ass beat here, right down the street, by guys following me in trucks with baseball bats and kicking my ass. This is not something you want to celebrate. We work to get away from this. It's as if they want this hate crime so that they can say, look, I'm a victim. That's exactly what they're doing.
This is where society is. It's like there's actually a demand for victimhood now. There's a demand for hate crimes in people's mind because she's so excited because it justifies her entire ideology.
That's right.
Her ideology is built around victimhood, but she knows in her heart that it's never actually happened to her. She's never actually been a victim. She knows in her heart of hearts of hearts that she's incredibly privileged to live where she lives, but finally she got some pushback, and she's like, I'm so excited I'm going to
No, that's the entitlement. That is the actual entitlement of living in this space these years where all of the people before me and you fought to get us into a space where we could walk down the street without being beat up or having the words, fat and queer and whatever the heck, tranny or whatever you want to call it, spewed at us. And this person is celebrating it?
Disgusting.
Wow.
I mean, when I tell you, Buck, it's like, as we're like talking about this, I'm thinking about being in like 5th grade and having like this older high school kid like bust me in the nose because I was a kid, and just getting jumped and all the shit that I went through as a kid. And it's like the fact that this fat is so excited about being hate crime. Tell me you've never experienced hatred or violence in your life without telling me you've never experienced hatred or violence in your life. And it's disrespectful because our community, I say the word community, and I try so hard to hold on to the community. I really try to, because I do have hope that someday there can be. But it was built off the backs of people who really suffered actual hate crimes, and it wasn't that long ago.
No, it wasn't.
This is the picture of where
entitlement. The entitlement. They don't even know they have.
So this person has actually made hate TikToks about me before.
Oh, great.
So we'll see.
Great.
This is Cypress. And Clown mentioned not having people use clown or clown self pronouns for clown. And so in this situation, I would make sure that I exclusively use clown pronouns to talk about Cypress. So
fitting.
Cypress knows that I see
who's Cypress
for who clown is.
Are they actually talking in the third person? Oh my God. Wow. They're literally talking in the third person. Actually, it's you. Holy crap. Oh my God, people! I beg of you, we need to reinstate mental health care. This is
We're
out
in a
of
mental
control.
Health crisis.
We are in a mental health. Somebody who speaks in the third person about themselves
as a clown.
You
know what I hate? I hate when I see this is like one instance where you see people now say it and itself.
Yes.
That to me, like, y'all know I'm the last person to cry transphobia or like clock things. However, the only thing I'm ever like, I don't like when people get called it for any reason. It's like when actual transphobes are like it, it's like, how are you going to take away someone's personhood, them being a human being? So it's like, when I see people being like clown and clown self, it itself, it's like, why are you making your entire existence a joke like that? As much as I do believe you're behaving like a joke, you are a human being and you should at least assert some sort of respect for yourself.
Oh wait, but they don't, that's not their objective. Their objective is to continually push this boundary of I can be whatever I want to be, and I can be an it. I remember when that was a slur. I'm all about reclaiming slurs. I use tranny all the time, and whatever other word that I choose to use. But at the same time, it is not necessarily something that is so reclaimable on some level. Everyone wants to call us its. You don't think people think of us as its?
Yeah,
they totally
as
do.
A human being, it's like, that's not cool to take away someone's, sentience.
No, that's right.
Like,
that's right.
But these people, it's like, again, we will always be the villains, despite what we're saying is like, please just respect yourself.
That's right.
Like how are we the villains when we're like, respect yourself, respect others, and everyone just get along, and we're
It's not that, but they try to have that same message: diversity, inclusion. All it's not. It's a big lie, because how come we don't get to be part of the community and we have a different way of thinking? That's diversity, but you can't have it. So that's why I keep saying, don't let people pull you into that diversity inclusion stuff, because it's not real. It's an actual.
It's fake.
It's fake.
It really is.
Oh my God, it's exhausting.
I know.
Did you know trans women can breastfeed? And this is great news, because I always wanted to breastfeed, but I thought like my dry tits would give the kid an eating disorder. Kid just grows up and he's chronically sucking down the nozzles at Yogurtland, and I just have to be like, sorry, that one's my bad. Also, you might not know this about trans women. Our tits are really far apart. And I would have fun with that. I would just have a baby on each tit in the middle of a door jam and be like, look at her go. She can breastfeed 2 babies in 2 different rooms.
Oh yeah, someone's giving you a baby. Oh my God. That is actually child abuse. And that is actually sick, weird, twisted shit. This is why people don't like us.
Why are
And
you
they think we're a
fantasizing
predator.
about breastfeeding?
That's predatory behavior.
And also, it's a lie.
It's an actual lie.
Here's the thing, and we talked about this in the car earlier. Literally, we should start filming all of our car rides and everything, because the real videos are when we're just like hanging out. But we were today I was talking about this concept of like trans activists and LGBT activists in general. They tend to go with half truths and try to make them the whole truth. So this whole trans woman can breastfeed thing, here's what actually happens.
Right on.
When you're on hormones for long enough, as a trans woman, if you're consistent with it, you can secrete milk in the sense that fluid can come out and it resembles breast milk. However, all those like borderline magical, enzymes and, immune properties and all of the verbiage that exists that I'm not coming to my mind right now, that is, making it so this new life can be healthy and exist in the world without like getting a cold and dying. All those beautiful properties that women create while they're pregnant. We don't have those.
Nope.
Because we're not biologically women, never will be, never could be. At least not with modern science. Maybe modern science, you'll be able to breastfeed, but guess what? We're not in there.
Okay, maybe in 50 or 70 or 100 years,
right?
It will be a different. But
we're
living in this actual moment.
Until then, what's gonna happen? This crazy, cockeyed bitch adopts a baby and then is like breastfeeding this kid, first of all, and then second of all, they're not getting any nutrients from it, and then it's just like what? It's just sick.
They're sick, and it actually looks insane.
I mean, you can see in the eyes. Look at the. Like, it's just crazy.
No, it's not cool, because we as trans people want to have kids. I have a kid. It's important that we actually get to have families and have kids, but we don't lie about, you know what I mean? I didn't make a baby with my partner. I adopted a baby.
Right.
You know what I mean? I can't have a baby because I had a hysterectomy, but that being said, I can't make my partner pregnant.
Right.
We have to figure out ways to do that, right?
And lying is a disservice to trans people as well.
That's right.
Because why would you want young impressionable trans people who are watching your crazy ass TikToks to think that's on the table for them?
That's right.
Like,
Great
why?
point. Great point. Yeah,
Same
why?
with all the period stuff. It's like, why are you trying to convince people they can have it? It's like,
but why? Why do you think that is? Do you think that having a period, it makes you a woman? Is that why they're saying it? Like, that is the epitome of being a woman?
I think that a lot of trans people, and I don't know what it is about you and I that we don't like source validation from that weird shit.
Right.
I think it's just a personality trait, I guess. I don't know. But like, a lot of them are like, if I don't have every aspect of womanhood, then that means that I'm invalid or that I don't belong or that I'm not a woman. And my whole thing is like, there's beauty in just being a trans woman. There's beauty in being in that own lane.
Excellent.
And so as much as people want to say that I'm always degrading trans people, I actually think that if you can be who you are as a trans person, own it, stand in that, there's so much power in that. I don't need to convince myself I can have a goddamn period to feel confident about my life and where I'm going and where I'm headed.
Those people are actually doing a disservice to us.
Yeah.
They are lying to the world, what happens now? The acceptance of LGBTQ people is down more than ever. And now all these laws are passing across the country, anti-trans, everything. Right. Why do you think that's happening? Not because of me and you.
It's called a pendulum swing.
That's right.
And it's the thing that I've been warning about since the beginning of my career, but no one ever heeds what Blaire says. No. It's always just...
You're not in the herd.
Right, I'm always the crazy one, right?
That's right.
Whereas since the beginning, I was like, keep doing this.
That's right.
And guess what's going to happen?
That's right.
And now you have in Oklahoma, I talked about it on my podcast this week, go check it out. In Oklahoma, there's now a bill talking about now they want to make it so that 26 and under can't transition. And it's
That's not okay.
We have now gotten to the point where the reaction to all this insanity
That's right.
could possibly start affecting adults, at least in Oklahoma right now.
Right.
And it's like,
And whose fault is that?
it's the legislation is there. They have some part to blame, but also I'm not going to pretend like it's not nuts and just say it like this, pushing people to have a reaction.
We have been able to freely do what we did prior to TikTok existing.
And it helped us dramatically,
That's
specifically
right.
us as individuals.
That's right. That's right.
And, you know, it's just, everyone's crazy.
It's actually scary, and it's just putting us back a million years. So
Right.
I hope all your followers can see what we're trying to say, or what, you know, they do. That's why they
Mine
watch
do.
it.
Our people do.
Yes, they do. But
Right.
these people need to wake up. They're really destroying the trans space.
And but also a big problem, and we'll talk about it. I mean, the person that we just had on the screen is so genuinely crazy,
Yeah.
and you can see it in their
Yeah.
eyes. But
Yeah.
the fact that any doctor would operate on this person or tell this person that they could really go through life as a
Yes.
woman.
Yes.
Why are you misleading these people?
Money.
Well, of course, yeah.
Right? It's
just,
got to be, because we used to have to go through mental health care before we got to that space.
And you know what?
Oh, no,
it's only
not that one.
I know. You know what? It's only by the grace of, I don't necessarily believe in God, but the grace of God as an expression that,
Sure.
you know, I ended up okay with everything that I've done, because
That's
I didn't have to go through mental health care. I didn't have to go through anything. I had a 30-minute doctor appointment
Wow.
in which I walked in and then out with an estrogen prescription. And,
Oh,
you know, I was an adult, but still, it's like there should be more safeguards than that. So,
I agree.
if anything, you know, I lucked out.
On some level, but I think you truly are in that space. And
Yeah,
you knew
I'm
it.
truly
Yeah,
transgender, but
yeah.
it's like, you know,
Yeah.
the doctor didn't know that. You know?
No, that's right, but that's the problem why we're having so many detrans.
Right,
people.
it's-
They went through that same system,
Yeah, but
and
they don't
shouldn't.
exist.
So I just had to call out sick from work because I've had these awful, unexplainable stomach cramps.
Take a
And I really, really hope that I'm sick because, you know, I've been on hormones for a year and I've heard people say that this is around the time when they start getting, like, period cramps. And if I have to deal with this once a month, I am going to be so upset. I don't have 12 sick days a year. I'm just gonna have to power through.
FYI, women don't call in sick for their periods.
They
They
power
actually
through.
go to work and power through.
They power
Pregnancy, periods, all of it. They don't call in sick for work. So
Right.
you don't even know what you're talking about.
Right, so even if we're going to pretend like you're getting
Yeah.
your period, okay, you're a woman now, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Go to work.
Go to work with
Power
your
work,
period.
power through.
And let me see your bloody tampon.
It would be
Poo-poo.
literally, like,
No, but look, I'm sorry, but her face is smirking when she's talking
She's
about
loving
it.
it.
Because she's loving it.
and they never brush their teeth.
Oh, fuck. They're like delusional.
Right.
They're literally
Like,
delusional.
It always blows my mind when I see trans people who don't brush their teeth. Just on a
Nasty.
side note, I'm a
Blech.
teeth person.
Me too.
When I see trans people who don't brush their teeth, I'm like, so you're gonna get all this done. You're gonna get all this done. Not that this person has got anything done, but like in theory, trans people get a lot of stuff done, right? It's
Yeah,
like
right.
I got a lot done. It's like
Right.
I'm gonna ignore my teeth.
My teeth don't matter. They're rotten.
So I'm gonna get implants. I'm gonna get Botox, but I'm not gonna brush my teeth. Anyway,
Ugh.
I just like
It's
sick, and you know,
how many views does that thing have?
4.2 million. So I hate that this has to be said, but public service announcement: trans women don't get periods. It's actually one of the few pros of being a trans.
That's
it's one of the
right.
things that I'm like, actually,
That's
that's
right.
pretty cool. You don't have to.
You don't want. I had my period.
Why would I want one?
You don't want it. Trust
Why?
me. 1 month on.
Women don't
testosterone-
want one.
No, women don't. No woman celebrates their period unless they're like trying to get pregnant or whatever there's going on. But no
Right.
woman walks around. Yeah, I got my period.
And again, this is the half truth. There's always a half, sometimes
Right.
a quarter, a tenth of a truth
Right.
that these people do. So the half truth, or the fraction of the truth of this, is that it has been said, and I think I've kind of noticed within myself, that you get hormonal fluctuations
Yes.
on hormones, but that's
Different.
normal, and that's not a period.
Nope.
You don't have a uterus to have a period.
Nope.
You had a hormonal fluctuation? Cool. I
Yeah.
doubt you even did.
Hi, my name is Samuel, and I am a canine Therian. But what does this mean? A Therian is somebody who identifies as wholly or partially non-human, specifically as a non-human animal from this earth. Now, there are other forms of non-humans, and a person could identify as being non-human for a plethora of psychological or spiritual reasons.
Psychological.
Sure which it is. I used to be certain that it was
So
puberty.
here's the thing. I put this one on so that, like, do you feel like trans should be an umbrella where we're also including identifying as other, or should it just be?
Of course, that's why I separated from it, and I call myself
Right.
a transsexual. I'm a binary trans person who wants to go from living as a female to living as a male. There's no mixing anything there. The transgender thing has been hijacked.
Is this the same people who go to Pride and wear like the dog masks? Or is that different?
Yeah. No.
So they actually identify as dogs?
Oh no, they identify as dogs. They actually do, and I think that's a form of mental illness, 100%. And I think that we are glorifying it and acting as if it's normal. That is not normal behavior, and there's something wrong with that. And we need. And I'm not saying it's. Here's what I want people to know, though: mental illness is a real thing, and we don't need to stigmatize it by saying, "Oh, We need to help people. Not be in this space of just they're spinning out. This person is, and also with this technology, it's giving people platforms to get some kind of recognition or some kind of validation. That's the thing. So we're seeing it at such a high rate because they're getting validation for it.
And fatherlessness.
Well, that too.
If this person
I
had
do
a
agree.
dad,
I agree. There's something with the family.
if
unit.
this person had a dad, they would not be on TikTok
That's
talking
right.
about I'm a dog.
That's right.
Because your
There's
dad
something.
would be like, what?
What's going on?
Yeah.
No, the family unit has been destroyed.
So shout out to everyone who identifies as whatever. We are not the same. Hashtag we are not the
We
same.
are not the same.
Let's just not.
Not allowing a child to use puberty blockers is simply just transphobic. It just is what it is. There's no real reason not to.
Oh, really?
Puberty blockers just
No
allows
reason.
the child to kind of freeze, allows their look to freeze, to stay in place. It gives them more time, essentially, to decide whether they want to go further with any medical transition. At any point while using puberty blockers, a child can stop.
And then what?
Right.
And then what? So
Right.
she's totally lying. That's not true.
It's so sad because now you have obviously Lupron is the puberty blocker. Now you have the FDA saying, it causes brain swelling
That's
and this
right.
and that. It's like,
That's right.
I don't understand. And I said this, it's like if the choice is protecting children or being called transphobic,
Yeah.
any sane person is
Yeah.
like, I'll take the transphobic.
That's right.
label.
I will.
Sorry, I'll.
Yep.
When I transitioned 7 years ago, I didn't sign up to support children being harmed.
Never.
I didn't sign up to support the sterilization of children.
Never.
If that's part of being trans, I guess I'm not even trans. Whatever.
Transitioning is an adult space. I don't care what anybody says.
Right.
No child understands that they can claim trans all they want, but when adults are the problem, because the adults are making the choice for the children, and I keep getting in that argument with people. No, the child knows who they are. Do you have children? I do.
Right.
So,
have you ever met a child?
Have you ever met a child? Are you around children? I coach soccer. I'm around all of these kids. Not one of them are trans, by the way. So how come all these kids that I'm around are just loving life and playing are not trans? So I believe that something is going on with these kids who are being taught to be trans kids.
Oh, of course.
Yeah,
and
they're being given that language.
100%. And it's like just the idea that is even the healthiest route to go for. Even if
That's
we
right.
grant them that they're
That's
really
right.
trans, it's like, look at Jazz Jennings.
That's right.
She had to get multiple revisions on her sex change
Yep.
surgery because
Yep.
she didn't develop enough to actually have it. So
there's
it's like, and people always tell me to make videos about Jazz Jennings, and I don't want to
No, don't.
because her story is so sad, and she was on camera by 4 years old as a trans kid, and it's like, I don't even want to. I see that story ending very badly. I'll just say
it
that.
actually is very sad. To
Yeah.
me. She's sweet. I've met her many times. She's a sweetheart.
Aw.
She's a really nice person, but she got duped. And actually, that's who we should be using to show this isn't what you think it is. This person will never have sex, never have orgasms, never even understand what that means. It's healthy to have orgasms. It's an important part of growing as an adult, understanding your body. And then who are we to take that away from somebody?
Insane. I know someone who transitioned very young as a child, blockers by 12,
Wow.
surgery by 16,
Wow.
and like totally stealth in life, right? Because you can't tell she's trans.
Right.
And she's happy being trans, but she has never in her life experienced an orgasm.
So there you go. But you passed amazing, and you didn't have any puberty blockers.
And thank
What's the
God that I
argument?
have experienced orgasm in
That's
my
what
life,
I'm
because it's part of being a human being.
That's right.
And I don't know what that does to a person to never experience that. And I've seen what people do on Twitter when you bring this up. People will be like, well, why do you care about kids orgasming?
Oh
It's
my
like,
God.
that's not what anyone's saying.
No
You
one's saying
sick let's talk about why your mind goes there. And then second of all, it's like, there's a problem when you have to have consent explained to you over and over again. Because there's another group of people who always have to have consent explained to them when it comes to children. Yeah. And I don't really think you want to be compared to those people. That's right. But if you keep this up, we have to compare you.
That's right.
Because guess who also makes the argument that kids are grown enough to make the decision? Pedos. That's what they say.
There we go.
They know what they're doing. They want it.
That's right. They want it.
Yeah.
They want it. Because
they know
adults,
right.
Adults are making choices for kids to have sex changes. I don't care what anybody's saying. Kids aren't making those choices. Parents are doing it for their children.
There's a lot of Munchausen by proxy. Ooh. And then there's a lot of parents who genuinely are duped.
Yep.
There's a lot of parents who genuinely are emotionally blackmailed into doing this to their kids.
I agree.
And so it's a messy gray area, and people get turned off when you say it's always Munchausen by proxy, because I don't think it is actually.
No, it's not.
It is sometimes, and you can see it when it is. When it's those parents that have the colored hair and the transplant everywhere. But you know, in the case of Jazz Jennings, I don't know.
No. And also, I know a parent who actually told me that she's scared because she made the choice for her child, and her child seems okay, but we don't know what's going to happen. But she said to me, I feel scared if I made the right choice or not.
So I'm going to be showing you how to use emoji pronouns in sentences. And if you missed the first 2 parts, well, click right here and, you'll find your way. Did you know that any emoji can be used as pronouns? Shut up! No. Most emoji self-pronouns follow the same grammatical formula. However, if something does change, it'll be specified, so don't worry. For example, if someone uses they/them pronouns but doesn't want to be outed just yet, then they can use emoji self-pronouns.
Wait a minute. She said if somebody uses they/them pronouns but doesn't want to be outed, you've outed yourself. You literally outed yourself. What are you talking about?
Here's the thing. Is there any wonder why there's a 4,000% explosion in kids identifying as trans when they have little influencers like this on their phone talking about you're trans if you use emojis?
That's right.
No.
That's indoctrination at its finest.
I don't like the infantilization of trans stuff about how so many of these activists, they speak in this tone that's very
ooh, it's creepy.
Toddler like they want to, and this is one of the things that I think is creepy about Dylan Mulvaney is Dylan's always talking in this very childlike tone, this very no, I don't like it. It's like these aren't issues for kids at all.
Well, he calls himself a girl.
Right.
I mean, wow, really? Right. You're transitioning into a girl?
Day 500 of girlhood.
That's just really weird.
And I just put a tampon in my house.
Oh, I mean, wow. I mean, I don't care what Dylan wants to do. You're an adult. Do it for yourself. But you are influencing young people. So now I got to step up and say something. Leave the kids out of it.
When you're at that's the thing. I would have never made a video talking about Dylan Mulvaney.
That's right.
In fact, I refrained from making a video about Dylan until Dylan was at the White House telling the president that kids should transition.
There you go.
Then you're going to end up with Blaire and Buck.
Now you got it, my friend. You opened that door.
That is it for this video, you guys. Hope you enjoyed us watching this debauchery. Oh my god.
Wow. I mean, I'm speechless.
That was a trip, right?
Yeah, I'm speechless.
But in all seriousness, please go follow Buck on all of his socials.
Thank you.
Make sure you watch. I'll link all the content we've actually done together in the description box so we can watch that. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.